Hey, what's going on, guys? Dropship Tyler here, and we actually had some technical difficulties with the other live. So if you're not watching this live, I'm just gonna wait until a few people get in here from the other live because again, something did mess up with that. So like I said, I'm gonna wait until we have the people from the other live in this one. I know there were 18 people waiting. So again, Angela, we're back. Yes, we are. We are back. So like I said, I'm just going to give it 5 minutes. And not 5 minutes, sorry. Just a minute. Hope everyone is having a great Wednesday. All right, Ecom Tomcat. Actually, you were the second comment. Angela Hall was the first. Lazy Abram. If I could ask you guys before we start here, could you tell me how the mic sounds and how the picture is coming through? Because I know last live, I had some issues with the camera, and the last video I did, I had an issue with the mic. So I want to make sure everything is working correctly. All right. Sounds great and looks great. What's up, CH Enterprises? Again, guys, we had 18 people in the other one waiting when I first started. So I want to give those guys a chance to come in here. Now we got 24. All right, perfect. So if you guys read the description of the other video, tonight we're going to be talking about virtual assistants, and then I am going to be answering any questions you have on that topic or just any other topic with eBay dropshipping, just general questions. But all right, so you guys, just to start, I wanted to point out these Post-it notes that are currently on my computer here and right here. As you can see, we have Mr. Medina, Tony Richard, Jeremy, Dropshipping is a Way of Life, and Dropshipping Moose, all on the backboard there. Those are all super chats from last week, or the last live I did. And these Post-it notes right here are the top 4 super chats from last week. So for those of you guys that don't know, I absolutely love super chats, not just getting them, but giving them too. And if you don't believe me, then ask anyone here who watches Paul J. Lipsky's channel or Mark's channel. I drop the super chats all the time. And I wanted to give you guys, if you're here to get your channel or something like that out there, and that's the reason I do it on Paul's channel, to be honest. I like Paul. I'm not just giving him money to give him money. But I did drop 100 on Paul's channel one time. But if you guys have a channel or anything like that, from now on, I am going to put the top 4 super chats right here in order. So Paul, Minwin, Rake in Profit, and Joe, they were the top 4 last time. So I'm going to put the top 4 in front. And so if you guys have a channel or anything like that you're trying to promote, because I really do feel like if Paul would do this, then my channel would be twice the size right now with how many super chats I've given him. Just wanted to explain that for you guys, and hopefully it's not too big of a distraction. I mean, I think it's fun. Like I said, I've given Paul probably, I don't know, Paul can tell you, definitely over $200, probably closer to $300 in super chats. But again, it was a way for me to get my channel out there. And so anyone that wants to get their channel out there or anything like that, as I said before, the Post-it notes right here, these are the channels that gave the top super chats last time. So let's get right into what tonight's topic was going to be about. And that is the one thing that you must, let me reread the title to you guys. The one thing you must do eventually to succeed in dropshipping. And this doesn't just apply to eBay dropshipping, to Amazon dropshipping. I haven't done Shopify, but I know people who have done Shopify, and it applies to Shopify. And that is hire employees. And it's something that a lot of people kind of take for granted. They think they can leverage all of their free time and build their business the proper way. But I'll just say from my personal experience, I hired a VA my second month, and it helped me scale faster than I was ever able to on my own. And from that point, there's never been a time where I haven't had a VA. I have had VAs. All right, so we got dropshipping as a way of life for $20. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Hopefully that's good enough to stick on the board next time. But there's never been a time where I haven't had a VA since then. I have had to let VAs go, and that's because I've used software and things like that to automate more of my business. But even if you have all of the software in the world, you still need someone who's going to be able to run it, and you need to train employees to be able to do those things for you, keep an eye on the software, making sure it's doing the right things. And also, there is always going to be a human aspect in e-commerce with customer service. So even if you have something that automates your returns, something like that, does your ordering for you, everything for you except for customer service, you're going to need to have employees to do that. And you're going to need to have multiple if you scale big enough. A lot of people don't realize how important it is until they actually hire one and they feel the effects of leveraging somebody else's time rather than just their own. And if you think about it like this, you probably only have a few hours in the day to work. And I'm not saying you should, just to make myself clear, I'm not saying you should hire one right off the bat. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing with dropshipping, what things work for you. And that way, when you go to train somebody, at that point, you can answer their questions and you can guide them to exactly the way you want to do things. Because, that's the only way it's going to work. You can hire virtual assistants that have previously worked for other stores, things like that on eBay, maybe have been let go, maybe the store doesn't exist anymore, whatever. You can hire those employees, and yes, I'm sure they know some things that you don't, or maybe they even know how to run a full eBay store. But you're always going to have some things that you want to do yourself, and some strategies that you want to implement that are different than the people that they work for. You're always going to want to tailor your VA to be an extension of you. So make sure you know exactly what you're doing. And what's interesting, actually, in my mentor group, there is one woman who had really good stats when I did my call with her. And, I asked her, I was like, how are you listing these items? And she was like, well, actually, I found a VA who used to work with one of the listing programs. It was either Chili or Zeek. And she was just like, yeah, I found someone who used to work with that software, and they've been listing the items for me, and they had amazing results so far. So, that is the case sometimes where you can find people to list items well, but a lot of things like customer service and how you handle certain issues, those are going to have to be tailored to the way you like to do things. So anyway, guys, if you have, I guess I want to say I'll talk about how many virtual assistants I have real quick before I get into questions. So currently I only have 2 on eBay, and that's with 35,000 items that I currently have. So all they're doing is customer service. And when I say customer service, they're doing returns. They're removing Vero items that we get warnings for. They're helping customers with any issues, telling me if anything weird comes through. And that's pretty much it. My software that I use, SaleFreaks, it automatically lists products for me right now through Sales Hunter and Coupon Hunter. I haven't been using the locator as much lately because I've been too busy to go through and scan items on a regular basis. So I've been inconsistent with that. So I've been relying more on the automation of the software for the listing. And the tracking upload and the order processing is all done for me. The one thing I will say is, for those of you that are watching my series on my manual dropshipping store, I have found that, in order to grow that store, I'm going to need to hire somebody to help me right now. So they're going to be doing more stuff, obviously, because it's manual. They're going to be doing tracking upload. They're going to be doing order processing, all of that. So if you don't use software, you're just going to have to hire more virtual assistants, which is totally fine. There's kind of 2 schools of thought with that. You can have the minimum amount of software or no software, hire a big team of people, or you can use software and just hire the minimum amount you need. to do the customer service stuff. So yeah. And then on Amazon right now, everything is manual. So I have a team of 7 on there. And what they're doing is they're doing customer service. They're doing order processing. They're doing tracking upload, returns. I mean, every single thing, like except for repricing the item. I use SKU to do that. So yeah. But yeah, so anyway, guys, if you guys have any questions on my eBay or Amazon store with what the virtual assistants do, how I've trained them, how I found them, anything like that, you guys can ask the questions below. I'll tell you this, on my eBay store, I use Upwork, and I've had those employees for over a year now. And for my Amazon store, my first virtual assistants were trained by Matt Gambrell's team. And then we've just built the team through that team. Like, a new person comes in, gets hired, they do a face-to-face interview with the team, and then they're trained up, and it's just like a regular desk job. So that's kind of the difference between Amazon and eBay with my virtual assistants. And by the way, guys, I do have a link for a $20 course in the description below, so you guys can check that out. That's just going to be for people who need kind of a guide on how to get started with hiring a virtual assistant and how exactly I would go about messaging somebody to become my virtual assistant, how to actually hire them through the Upwork platform, track them, things like that, how to actually share information with them, create videos. All of that stuff is going to be in that course. So that's $20 for those of you guys that want to check in the description below. All right, so here we go. Let's start from the top and let's see who we got here. And by the way, guys, everybody who is in here, I really like doing this now because when I was on Rakin, he did this. Everyone who's here, if you could just say where you're from, what state or what country, or what city. I mean, if you want to get that detailed. So yeah, guys, just if you guys want to say where you're from, that would be really cool. But I'm gonna look through the comments here and see what we got. All right, so I'm glad everyone was commenting and saying everything sounds good, looks good. I'm really enjoying the setup, honestly. Other than the lights, they're kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie. I was wearing a sweatshirt and I had to take it off. JT says the sound is improved. Tommy says Tyler chatted on Instagram with you, here to gain more knowledge. Thanks, Tommy, for coming. Yeah, okay, so this is interesting, guys. I received an email. I'm actually just going to read the email to you real quick because I find it interesting that people have very high expectations, which is perfectly fine. They have very high expectations for getting free information. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you guys and give you guys as much information as I can. But it's funny when it becomes, expected, which is totally fine. And I'm not going to say anyone's name. I did try to reach out to this person on Facebook and talk to them. But I hope I can find it. And if not, then I'll just give you a summary of the message here. Basically, the person, okay, here it is. So they said this. They said, and I just want to apologize for anyone else who feels this way. They said, so I've emailed you 3 times. I've sent messages in your Facebook and on the website twice. And I've also asked you questions in the YouTube several times. And effing unbelievably no reply. This is a joke. You're putting yourself out there as a coach and mentor, and you don't answer anybody. WTF. I looked at your YouTube post and find no replies when people ask questions to you. You have to be one of the worst coaches online. It's effing ridiculous. So I'm not sure if that person bought the course or not. I don't think they did. So it's very interesting because we couldn't find them. So it's very interesting that email came up. But I do want to say that this person motivated me, and I went through and I realized out of my 950 comments, I have 350 comments about that I never answered. So I'm sorry, guys. I didn't answer 30% of those comments. I did answer 650 of them. So I was proud of myself, or 600 of them about, I guess. So I was proud of myself of that, but I've been going through and I've been trying to respond to every single comment. And that's my goal. My goal is to go back through, and I can use this tool called YouTube Buddy, and it tells me all the ones I haven't commented on so I can quickly do it. I am going to respond to every single comment on YouTube to make sure that no one else can say this. No one else can say that I don't respond to anything on YouTube. So, all right. Just want to get that out there. If you guys leave a comment and I don't respond, then you need to leave a comment again, or just hit me up on Instagram and call me out and I'll comment. But it is tough when I have to check my Facebook messages, my Instagram messages, my emails, and my YouTube comments and try to get to every single question, especially when a lot of them are like repetitive and already on my YouTube channel. It just kind of feels not like a waste. It's not a waste of my time because I enjoy helping people. But there was a guy tonight who messaged me on Instagram and just nonstop was asking, what profit percentage you use? Like, how do I increase my sales? All this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I kept answering the questions. And then eventually I was like, all right, here's my site, ecomscholars.com. Here's my YouTube channel. You can go through my YouTube channel and find all these answers. But yeah, I do try to answer every single person. So yeah. What is better, Chili Hunter or AutoDS? They're two completely different softwares. Chili Hunter is a third-party software for these softwares like SaleFreaks, AutoDS, all that. And it's basically just a product research software like Zeek Analytics. Let's see. I missed a lot of stuff. So the VA tasks are some of my favorite parts of the business. Yeah. Honestly, most of dropshipping is about how good of a VA team you can create, especially on Amazon, to be honest. Do you worry about them sniping your good items and putting them on their employee store? No, I don't, because I know my employees, they work with me only, so they're not sniping my items and putting them on another store. I trust them. I've been working with them for over a year. If you ever feel like they're doing that, then yeah, just get rid of them. Do you use a formula to calculate cost, fees, and profit? I use bookkeeping software. I have spreadsheets. I have in the SaleFreak software, they have a profit dashboard, all of that stuff. So yeah, I mean, obviously I'm keeping track of my cost, fees, and profits. So you remove Vero issues. Seems like Mark says he lists them anyway. Yeah, I remove Vero issues because I actually got a call today from eBay support, and they removed one of my items. And they basically told me that I asked them if I was like close to any restrictions or anything like that. They told me I'm not close, but they did tell me that, once you lose your fair warning, which is like when they actually give you the opportunity to remove the items yourself and they don't just automatically remove them. Once you lose the fair warning, Vero protection, whatever, I don't even know what it's called. But once you lose that, you can actually become suspended if it keeps happening over and over again. They told me I was far away from that. I've only had a couple in the past month on that store, but still it's something that I'm going to take more seriously in the future, is getting rid of the Vero products, especially on the SaleFreak software. It actually has the ASIN, which is the Amazon special identification, whatever it is. It's like the identification number on Amazon. And actually, let's look up what it stands for right now. I knew what it was before. I'm having a brain fart. What does ASIN stand for on the exact? Okay, Amazon standard identification number. So yeah, you would think I would know that when I have 4,500 listings on Amazon, but it's the Amazon standard identification number. So SaleFreaks identifies the items that have been removed on eBay from other sellers, and it puts them in their system, and only within like internally through the SaleFreak system, or anybody that reports a certain ASIN that has issues. And what I'm going to do is any one of those ASINs, not necessarily brands or anything like that, but the items specifically that have been targeted for Vero, I'm removing those items. So that's something I'm doing in the actually now I did that today. I removed like 50 items. A couple of them were my best sellers. It kind of hurt, but I did it. So let's see who else we got here. Mark is a savage though. Yes. Yeah. He probably, the way he drop ships, he has a small store, so it might be easier for him to not worry about Vero as much. Or the way he preaches to dropship. What's up, Nikos? Nikos, yeah, Nikos. You were the one I was talking about Instagram, right? I think you were messaging me. But I appreciate you reaching out. So Andrew says Tyler's VA course is great for the money, everything you need. Exactly. So here's one thing I'll say about VA courses out there. I will say that a lot of the virtual assistant task, or just, I guess, what you need to learn about managing employees and things like that, you're going to learn as you go. It's not necessarily like you need to learn how to get set up and how to actually find a good one and all of that. But really, working with people comes from experience. Not everyone's going to be a good manager right away. Yes, they can do some things and they can, take some other people's advice, like in this course, for example, on how to be a good manager, how to hire and train your virtual assistant. But again, it really comes down to the trust you build with your employee. That's where you're really going to have a good experience with a VA. Once you start to trust them, once you guys learn how to work together, all of that. So don't think that you can, magically buy a $200 VA course and you're going to be a great manager right off the bat, because trust me, it takes a little bit of time working with these people. Do you think that optimizing will help too much or not? I think you can get enough and satisfy results with Amazon titles. Yeah, so one thing I've been doing lately is because I'm using the Sales Hunter and Coupon Hunter, my items are naturally not optimized titles. So it's more, it is the Amazon title that I'm using currently. But I will say that when you're first starting off, it is good to use a program like Chili Hunter and, really snipe good selling items and, using those titles, as long as the titles make sense. You can always optimize your titles before uploading. Branch out. If you're using multiple suppliers on Amazon, how do you set up returns settings? So I guess you're talking about drop shipping on Amazon. Maybe you can clarify that. Multiple suppliers on Amazon. Because right now I only use Fulfilled by Amazon for I only sell Prime items on eBay, if that's what you're talking about. So, all right, so we got Michigan, Ohio, Florida, Ohio, Bay Area, California, Mars. All right, Lazy Abram. Way to be a smart aleck. Albuquerque, New Mexico, Dallas area, Texas, California, living in Florida. Nice. California. Same town as Raikin. Ecom Tomcat. Have you ever run into Raikin before? That would be kind of cool. Not going to lie. Hi, everyone. First time live from Houston, Texas. I love the help you guys provide. Thank you, Lulu, for coming to the live. Jeremy says, Texas. We got Jeremy in the house, and Joe. Jeremy is that super chat right there. And Joe is this super chat right here from last live. And dropshipping is a way of life. NC in the house. Again, we have dropshipping is a way of life up here. All right, I'm not going to call him out anymore, but all right, so Tennessee, Illinois. All right, we're all over. A lot of Floridians here, and Californians. I guess that makes sense because they're two big states. But we got Muhammad with the $2.99 super chat. Awesome, thank you, Muhammad. The UK, Puerto Rico. All right, cool. All right, so Angela Hall, this comment was originally blocked, so I wanted to see it again, what it said. Angela Hall said, I went balls out on drop shipping and found out one of my retailers hates resellers, so after a S-storm, my defect rate sucks because I didn't listen and open another store. So I'm guessing you were drop shipping from like Target or Bed Bath & Beyond or Lowe's, or Lowe's isn't that bad. They don't really hate drop shippers. They just suck at fulfilling orders. So yeah, I'm curious if it was like Target or somewhere that I know for a fact hates drop shippers. Yeah, AutoDS is not the same as Chili. You were right. On Facebook, are you not friends with someone, you won't see messages from them, and it puts it. Yep, Ecom Tomcat's right. I don't get notifications all the time. All right. Get really hot in the shower. That's Florida, 90%. So Adele says Florida is really humid and hot. Get a VA for responding to comments. I have thought of that before. All right, so I want to find some. Okay, Branch Out says stop talking and start answering questions. Damn it, he's right. All right, here we go. Zeke Analytics or Chili Hunter? I'm a fan of Chili Hunter. Zeke Analytics works well too. It's really a personal preference. I've used both. I like Chili Hunter. I know Zeke does get the job done, but Chili gets it done easier if you're just using Amazon as a source. Then Chili Hunter's way easier to navigate. All right, so Andrew Swear says sup with the Post-it notes. All right, I don't want to have to say this again, so I'm sorry, guys, for those of you that are watching. So the Post-it notes here. These are the top super chats from last live I did. As you can see, Paul J. Lipsky unfortunately has the highest super chat. And then we have the smaller super chatters up here. Still wanted to acknowledge them because I didn't tell them that the top 4 super chats will go across the board here. And so that is up with the Post-it notes. I use Zeke. I'm most satisfied with that. Basically, I never use Chili Hunter, but I think, yeah, exactly. It's really it's a preference. It's a preference. All right, so John says he's posting notes of super chats. I love super chats. I love giving them, and I love receiving them. Do your VAs do returns, cases, full refunds, all from Sale Freaks? Yes, they do. I give my VAs full access to my eBay and Sale Freaks accounts, so they can get into my Amazon accounts. And I've never had any issues with them. And I've got lots of gift card balance loaded in there. I trust them fully. And if you want to, utilize employees as much as you can, then you're going to have to trust your employees to do the same. Do you use a specific software to dropship on Amazon? Yes, I use SKUGrid. From what I've seen in the software I've used, the profit is not calculated accurate compared to my profit sheet. The exact fact WSG is way off and lost me money sometimes. So Web Seller Guru is way off. Dropshipping is a way of life. Said, I do recommend that you do keep your own profit with, something like GoDaddy bookkeeping, or even just downloading your sales report on a regular basis from eBay and matching up the orders with Amazon when you first start. It's actually really easy to do, and maybe I'll do a video on that. I am getting rid of the Excel series that I was doing. I forgot to tell people that. There was not an Excel video this Tuesday. The reason is I actually felt like my Excel videos were some of the most educational, but to be honest, they just weren't getting like a ton of views. Like I didn't feel like people were that interested in them. So I'm going to try to do something else, but I will do some videos every once in a while. But yeah, it's really easy to download your orders on a regular basis from eBay, how much the people paid for it. And then you can just go through quickly and you can match up how much you paid on Amazon and just subtract your eBay and PayPal fees. And that should be a quick way to get your profits on a daily basis. And I know plenty of people that actually use VAs to actually make sure that all of those things are being done on a daily basis so that they have a better idea of how, or they're actually a more accurate idea of how their store is actually doing. Is there enough profit on eBay dropshipping without having credit cards? Thank you. So in my opinion, it's really hard for foreign dropshippers that want to dropship from Amazon that can't get the 5% cashback card. So it's not necessary in the UK because everyone's on the same playing field, obviously. Having a 1% cashback card or something like that in the UK is perfectly fine. But in the US, if you're going to dropship from Amazon, I highly recommend that you get that 5% card. It's going to make things so much easier for you. Angela Hall says, I'm calculating manually right now. Yeah, and that is one thing I feel like. I feel like people get too caught up in what the software is telling them, and they don't actually keep track of things themselves. And then at the end of the month or whenever, what things catch up to them, and they're just like, well, wait, what happened? So yeah, it's definitely important to make sure that you are doing things manually. So Mohammed, he says, is there a way to completely stop Vero through Chili Hunter so that issue doesn't even come up as a potential problem? So there is a Vero filter in Chili Hunter, and there also is a Vero filter in Sale Freaks. So as long as you're not allowing things to go through, the majority, like 99% of things should get, caught, or more than that, 99.9% of things should get caught and not listed. But the thing is when those do get listed, I mean, or when new reports, when new companies report Vero or whatever, those items are already listed on eBay. There's no filter for them at the time. You can go through on Sale Freaks and see the new updated Vero list and remove items. That's what I just did today. I removed like 50 items. But if you're the first person that listed an item, or you're the first person a company went after or something like that for Vero, there's no way for you to stop that. It is what it is. It happened. All right. So let's see. We got a lot of comments here. All right. What did Kevin Peace say? Kevin Peace says, we have one eBay store. Do we need to open another eBay store to begin dropshipping? So yes, I recommend that you open another eBay store. But my recommendation for new eBay stores, don't try to go all out at first, guys. Like, give yourself time to build up the eBay store and build up your credibility with eBay. Because it seems like they're very sensitive now to people uploading lots and lots of products at once. I highly recommend that if you're starting a brand new store, let's say, and you've got a 500 item limit to start, I would say list 20 items a day, 20 to 30 items a day. And that's pretty much all you need to do. And I've had this conversation with multiple people who are, big dropshippers who are starting new accounts. And they're really saying that right now is a good time to take it slow. And I completely agree with them. So, yeah. And by the way, guys, I will say this, and I kind of want to hear y'all's thoughts or experience in the chat. I just wanted to go ahead and say that I have had a huge drop in sales since yesterday, and today have been my two lowest days in probably 2 months. Just by guessing, I don't have the exact date, but it's definitely the lowest in the last month for sure, 100%. And I can't imagine, but anyway, what actually happened was I talked to you guys know Joe, who watched my videos regularly. Joe was on my live 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I guess. And he's one of the biggest dropshippers that I personally know. He looked at his sales from 2016 and 2017. I looked at my sales from 2017, and every single year, so 3 PayPals essentially, mine at 2017, Joe's 2017, and Joe's 2016. Sales all dropped off. Sales all dropped off at the 19th. So, for me, the 18th last year was a really big day, and then I did like $8,100 in sales on the 18th last year. And then the next day I did like 3,000. So it was like a huge drop off. So that's kind of what I'm experiencing now. Like I'm experiencing the same thing where I had a huge drop off, but it just happened yesterday. And it looks like, guys, if you experienced a huge drop off in sales too, like because your account's bigger and it's like a seasonal issue, it looks like there's probably about 2 weeks of slow times based on what we saw with our last year's and the year before PayPal transactions. So yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to get any better tomorrow. That's for sure. So I'm bracing myself for a couple weeks of slow sales, probably because of Christmas and all of that. I mean, it's expected. So yeah. And I want to see what you guys say about that. Yes, drop in sales. I'm dying. I sold 2 items today. Yeah, exactly. All right. So we got Ty Nguyen here, and he left a $20 super chat. So So far, guys, we got 3 super chats that are going to be going up on this. And congratulations, Ty. Hopefully your channel gets a huge boost from me having your name up here next week. Unless somebody can leave, a bigger super chat. We need 3 people to leave big super chats to knock Ty off. Just kidding, Ty. I hope you stay up there, man. All right, so where was I? I always get distracted by money, by these $20 super chats. I'm trying to see. All right, so I get so lost. There's too many chats. I don't know how Paul goes through every single one of his chats when he does his, but I'm trying to do the same. So we'll just start after Ty's. We'll start after Ty's super chat and then go from there. Vero is the devil. I agree. On Vero items, who does a better job, DS or SaleFreaks? SaleFreaks has a way larger database than any other software out there. I will say that. Angela, definitely worth it. Sometime I would pick up an order at Target and ship it out. Okay. So this person actually goes to the store, buys their item from Target, and then ships it out. I've only done that once. It was a box of crowns that I sold from Walmart, and I was very new at dropshipping. I actually made my my girlfriend. We were on a trip, and I made my girlfriend, and I stopped like 45 minutes out of the way because it was the only Walmart. It was a Walmart superstore that had this box of crowns. It was like a 64 count of something and Crayola, and I just I had to drive 45 minutes out of the way just to ship this item because I was one of those people that was so afraid of canceling orders. And so I've done that before. All right. I've had a drop in sales also, like 400 plus a day, 250. Yeah, that's crazy. That's percentage wise. I mean, that's kind of the drop I'm seeing, to be honest. But yeah. All right. So D9 says me too. So we do have a lot of people saying that there is a drop in sales. Do you know what credit score you need for the Chase cashback card at Amazon? So he's talking about the 5% cashback card. Honestly, I don't know. I would probably guess like a 620 or higher. And you can't open a certain amount. Or maybe that's Chase. Or no, that's Capital One. But I know one of them you can't have opened up a certain amount of credit cards in the past year, or you're automatically going to be denied. Mossy says, hello, mate, from hot Sydney, Aussie day. All right. What's up, man? All right. So do you put a promotion to all your item? No, I don't on my actual, I don't use promotion on my 2 SaleFreak stores. On my manual dropshipping one, I now am experimenting with using promoted listings. And the reason is because once you're flagged as a dropshipper, and I know Ty, you made a video earlier. Just going to give Ty a little shout out. He made a video earlier saying that there's all these rumors and speculations and all that. I truly believe that there is a dropshipping flag for accounts. And when you create a new store, you're not going to have that flag on your account. So, and I'm testing ways to try to get rid of that flag. And I know a lot of other people that are too, or not get rid of it, but, be able to get the most out of a store when you still are flagged. And so far, except for the past 2 days, I mean, I feel like I've done a great job of increasing my sales. And I mean, my sales are up a lot since I started listing more items, changing around some of the things I do with the way I price my items and delete my items. Except for the past 2 days, like I said, I've had some really weird drop in sales, but again, it's because of seasonality in my opinion. But yeah, so the original question. Oh yeah, so once you're flagged as a dropshipper, it's apparent that you're not going to be able to use a promoted listings anymore, at least for now, or like tries to work every once in a while is what people tell me who use it. I don't use it. So Imperial Dropship. It might be Vero. He says, isn't Crayola Vero? It might be Vero, but this was like a year and a half ago that, I did this. So Jeremy says he went from 2K a day to 1K a day at 1K a day. So it is seasonal, guys. I believe it is a seasonality thing. And if you look at past data, like I said, we did, it's obvious that. And I would love to hear from people who've been dropshipping for multiple years. If we have anybody in the chat that can go back and look at their PayPal and select those dates. All right, so Tyler Wright says, like dropped for a couple days, seems to have come back though in all three accounts, saw the dip, but all three seem to have come back to average again. All right. Poseidon List says, your VA course is great. You should charge more. Yeah. Are you drop shipping on Amazon? If so, please give some advice. I am drop shipping on Amazon. But whenever I talk about Amazon, I actually like to have Matt on the channel. And the reason being is because, in my opinion, he is the Amazon expert. Yes, I do drop ship on Amazon, and in the past 30 days, granted, Black Friday and Cyber Monday did happen in the last 30 days, but I'm at $223,000 in the last 30 days. Also, guys, I just checked my Amazon sales. Good news is yesterday was really bad on Amazon, and today is absolutely horrible on Amazon. So I will say that makes me feel good about my eBay sales. But yeah, so I'm gonna have Matt on the channel more. And I'm trying to get him to get to a point where he likes giving away information like I do. Because someone who's not used to it and not used to, getting the positive feedback from people and actually helping people like for free. Yes, he does do it some through his group and all of that. But yeah, I want him to get to a point where he can get on here and feel comfortable addressing any question without feeling like he's giving away too much information. So hopefully soon, he is going to come up here, and we're going to do a live stream together like I did with Anthony, and we will answer all of your dropshipping Amazon questions, and I will get as much information out of him as I can for you guys so that he's not leaving too much on the table. But yeah, so anyways, he says we're all flagged. Yes, I believe, Ty, we are all flagged. There is no way around it unless you have a new account. How big is your store now? I will say on my two stores combined, I have around 35,000 items, but I'm going to scale back a little bit, I think, and then scale forward again. And I did that before where I just got rid of a bunch of really crappy items and then scaled up slowly. And now I'm going to get rid of a lot of crappy items again and then scale up slowly again and just kind of see how things go. But Ty says Matt is the man. Agreed. He's a good dude. And for everyone who, I guess, follows Matt or is in Matt's Amazon Assassins group, I will say he's not trying to do anything weird by not releasing the course. Honestly, that's just who Matt is. He probably didn't have the course done because he was probably doing something else. I will say that. He's super hard worker. He works on his own Amazon stores, obviously. He also has a suspension service, everything like that. Not saying the course isn't important to him, because it is, but at the same time, it's hard to put someone on he should have never set a date. I'll say that. He should have never set a release date. And he should have just released it when it was ready and not told anyone about it, in my opinion. But yeah. So if you guys saw some recent videos for some other people that are trying to call Matt out for that, or just people in Facebook groups, all of that, then I would say that it's more of who Matt is. It's not anything like malicious intent or any marketing scheme or anything like that. Lulu asks, who's Matt? Matt Gambrell is the person that got me into Amazon dropshipping. And I actually knew him. It was funny. Matt and I were talking about it today. I've known Matt for 17 years. We weren't friends or anything until recently, but we played basketball together because we have a bigger age difference. So obviously, when you're young, we were friends on the basketball court, but that's about it. Like I was really young trying to play with the big dogs at the Harris YMCA in Charlotte. And Matt was one of the people that, played basketball regularly also. And then once, I was looking for ways to make money online, I saw Matt's Facebook post where he did like between 5 accounts that he managed, it was like $50,000 plus on every single account. So it was like over $250,000 in sales 2 Black Fridays ago. And after that, I asked him what he was doing. He said dropshipping. And that's kind of where my whole dropshipping career started. That's when I found like the David Vu course and all of that and started dropshipping. And then 6 months after that, Matt got me on Amazon. And that's when I really realized the power of Amazon compared to eBay, because eBay took me a while. I actually looked at it today. And in June, so 6 months after I started, I did like $55,000 in sales. Obviously, it was at a higher margin because it was less competitive then. And that's the month I quit my job. I'd made $5,000 net that month. And in June, I did like $55,000 after 6 months of selling on eBay. I think I did $55,000 my first month on Amazon. Like it's insane how much faster you can scale. And anyone who's done Amazon dropshipping, they know that, you can have a couple good listings and just sell those items so much that it's wild. It's definitely wild how easy it is to scale. And again, Amazon's not so much, and we said this in the last live with Matt, Amazon is not so much about how to actually make sales, whereas eBay, you have to really fight and like have a really good strategy to list items and, make sure your prices are right, all of that. To get sales on eBay. And Amazon, it's very easy to find listings to list on, especially if you're tax exempt at Walmart, or, you can find discounted gift cards, or if you're willing to just make money on cashback, things like that. I mean, you can sell so many of one item that it's insane in a single day. So, yeah. This person asked, are you selling MF with dropshipping? I don't know what that means. So you're just clarify what MF means, please. Tie Matt up till he talks. I'll just get Matt to talk without tying him up. How about that? So this person said, the manager of my local Goodwill said March is a low time for donations. Any correlation to Amazon eBay sales? I don't know. I have no idea. March was my best month actually for eBay dropshipping. So I don't know. Do your VAs do all cases I already answered that question, and yes, all my VAs do all my cases, refunds, and returns from the Sale Freaks platform. Oh, you mean do they do it inside the Sale Freaks platform? No, they can, but I've trained them because I always did it on eBay, and I do think Sale Freaks has a good platform for customer service. And actually, in my course, I show people how to actually reply to customer service messages and how you can like mark them as complete or anything like that. And actually, it puts them in a totally different queue. So all of the messages come into a queue, and as you close them out, they go into another queue. You can upload labels and things like that directly through Sale Freaks. So you can do it that way. I choose to do it through the eBay platform because it's easier for me to see the messages actually answered on the eBay platform. And yeah, I give them access to my eBay account. So it's not like, they could stay more organized if they use Sale Freaks, I think, but I have to retrain them on how to do that. And it's not that big of a difference in my opinion. It's like using Chili Hunter or Zeek. It's a personal preference. They kind of both do the same thing, but it's whichever one you're more comfortable with. Sorry, guys. Do you recommend Web Seller Guru, SkuGrid, Profit Scraper, or Sale Freaks, or just Amazon to eBay dropshipping? If you're just doing Amazon to eBay dropshipping, like I will always recommend Sale Freaks over any other software for sure. How many items do you have on your Amazon store? So right now around 4,500, maybe a little less. So some go out of stock and then they go to inactive. I guess I could look at the exact amount right now. if I can do it from my okay, so I actually only have just under 4,000 right now on Amazon. So a lot of them are either out of stock. Paul J. Lipsky with the $4.99 super chat. How do you spend each day on your businesses? This is a great question. I can't wait to answer this one. I'm going to get to it in a second. I don't want to get distracted from where I was, even though I did. Oh, merchant fulfilled. No, I do not sell merchant fulfilled items. I only sell Prime items. Tyler, you mentioned your dropshipping model is different than Paul's. Could you summarize the main differences? So Gary, Paul uses a lot of virtual assistants. He dropships from mainly Home Depot. I guess, Paul, maybe you use, since Paul's in here now, we can ask him. I guess he uses other sources, maybe Walmart. I don't know if he uses Amazon though, but the main difference is he doesn't use automated software like I do. I'm pretty sure he lists everything manually. Or not manually, but not like the way I do it, using the locator or using automated listing software like SaleFreaks. I'm pretty sure he has his virtual assistants snipe items, change the titles, and upload them through a software, like manually kind of. But yeah, he has a big VA team. I only have 2 VAs. Honestly, I don't really talk to Paul that much about Amazon dropshipping. Got to keep the secrets away from Paul so that he doesn't get better than us at Amazon dropshipping. Just kidding, Paul. We can talk about Amazon dropshipping anytime, but I don't really talk to Paul about Amazon dropshipping. We only talk about eBay dropshipping. So I don't know the differences for Amazon. But those are the main differences for eBay, is the fact he's using more virtual assistants and less software. All right. So March, one of the worst months, the exception of this past year. Yeah, so Joe says, Joe's big seller said March used to be one of the worst months with the exception of this past year. And that's sick. I mean, I only experienced 2 Marches, one when I was beginning and then this past March. And this past March, I mean, literally I made over $15,000 net profit, was my best month. April was my second best month. So I also think the correlation happened because SaleFreaks rolled out their open box items, and the profit margins on those are huge. And especially when it was first starting, there was very little competition for it. So those 2 months for me, having the open box items was insane. And anybody that was on SaleFreaks at the time who went hard at open box items, they can probably attest to that. That was how it was. Everyone was going nuts on open box for a little bit. And yeah, I mean, open box is still amazing, but obviously with no competition, it's going to be even more amazing. Do you guys list items in more than one category? Yeah, I list items in lots of categories. Gary, good question. What was Gary's question? I guess I already answered that. Okay, yeah, so that was the question about the difference between Paul and I's. So MKL Vid Productions says completed course, 3rd day with 250 listings, 61 sales. This really works. Thanks, Tyler. Time to scale. That's sick. I love hearing that. So completed course, 3rd day with 250 listings, 61 sales. All right, guys. So I just want to say that if you're in my course and you haven't completed it, you need to complete the course. I have people who are asking me questions and like why something's not working or how to use something. And I look and I see 40% of the course completed. And I'm just saying, if you complete the entire course, and I'll say this, there's like a dozen people that have completed the course, and there's a couple hundred that have enrolled. And to have a few hundred that have enrolled and only 11 or 12 actually complete the course, I mean, it's kind of frustrating. I guess there's some sections so maybe because of the fact that the first few sections are beginner, I need to look more into it. I'm not assuming that everyone's not watching like the important stuff, but I guess if you're not a beginner, you don't need to watch like the first section or 2. So it's understandable. Maybe I need to go back and look at everything and see, but definitely complete the course. I understand if you're not a beginner and you skip the first section or 2, but watch everything after that. Like you should be watching at least 75% of the course in order to get, if you're not new to dropshipping, in order to get the full value of it. So you just mostly use Amazon supplier, no Walmart. Ty, yeah, so for my manual store, I'm using only Walmart, and that's because I don't want to get my items mixed up in terms of, like, I've got so many Amazon listings that if I use Amazon for my manual store that I'm doing, and the whole point of the manual store is to show people that you can start with a $0 investment and, work your way into a legitimate dropshipping business starting with $0. And the reason I chose to use Walmart as a supplier is because they have a lot of exclusive Walmart exclusive brands that I'm working with, rather than, accidentally listing something manually that's already on my store from Amazon and then getting a warning from eBay for having the duplicate listings. So yeah, that's an issue. Can Sale Freaks take place of Zeek, DSM Tool, and TrackerBot? It can take the place of TrackerBot, DSM Tool, Zeek, and Chili Hunter. You're still going to want to use for product research. Have you made SOPs for your VAs or plan to? So SOPs. So yeah, if you could explain what SOP stands for, and maybe it's something obvious and I'm an idiot, but I would appreciate if you would just clarify what it means. So this is a good question. Paul J. Lipsky asked, how much time do you spend a day on your businesses? So if you guys don't know, my current businesses are eBay dropshipping, Amazon dropshipping, my course, and my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel doesn't really pay the bills, but also I guess my mentorship. But my YouTube channel is honestly probably the thing I'm most passionate about growing right now. And I really have like a huge creative side that I didn't really realize that I had until I started YouTube, which is also what kind of led me to like buy, a nicer camera, buy the light setup I have, put up the foam on the walls, everything like that. I just wanted the quality to be better. And so I really, honestly, YouTube and helping people makes me the most happy right now. So I will say, currently, most of the things that I focus on right now have to do with my mentorship and YouTube. eBay and Amazon dropshipping actually make me the most money together. And with eBay, I wish I wanted to spend more time on it right now, but I spend like probably an hour a day minimum on Sale Freaks, deleting items, going through eBay, just checking and making sure things are running smoothly. Even though I trust my VAs, I've just wanted to get more involved lately. My manual store on a daily basis takes like 30 minutes to an hour to just run through the orders, upload tracking, things like that. So maybe I'm spending an hour and a half, 2 hours a day on eBay max, because like I said, I do have employees. I wish I spent more time on that manual store so that the series would be more interesting rather than just kind of seeing how much I sold every week. Instead, seeing like exponential growth like there was when I first started dropshipping, creating a new store. Yeah, I need to spend more time on that manual store. And that's something I actually talked with Joe about. I really want to motivate people to, realize they can get started with nothing. And that's probably the best way to do it. So I need to spend more time on that. But yeah, so hopefully in the future, I keep saying that, but I've bought a house. Same excuses as always. I need to get to it and maybe spend less time on some other stuff throughout the day. But yeah, so 1.5, 2 hours on that. My Amazon is very automated with the 7 employees that I have. But I do have to go through on a daily basis, make sure I'm paying off credit cards, making sure that I'm clicking I can have the daily payouts on Amazon. So going through, making sure I'm cashing out my Amazon money so I can run it through, pay off my credit cards, just always having capital open in case I ever want to lower my margin and increase my sales. If my metrics take a hit, then, I want to increase my sales so that I can get my metrics back up quickly, things like that. So yeah, I'm just always managing the financial side of things with my Amazon business. And with my mentorship group, Anthony actually handles a lot of the one-on-ones now. And so what I do is I'm just reading through the chat and in the mentorship group every single day. I mean, I read every single chat in there. I want to say we have like 75 people plus that are in the mentorship group now. I could get an exact number, but yeah. And so that takes a lot of time reading all of those chats every day, making sure that if someone else in the group doesn't answer it, then I answer it. And then also going through the course and answering people's questions there. And it's funny because, like I said, YouTube and connecting with people is like my biggest passion now. So a lot of my time is spent just with people messaging me and me just answering their questions on, like I said, on Facebook Messenger or Instagram or whatever. And it's getting to a point where I know that my girlfriend actually, she has to be kind of annoyed because I'm literally messaging people and answering people's questions till like, 11 at night until she's like, oh, are you going to bed? Like pretty much, it's interesting. So yeah, I spend a lot of time on a daily basis now, connecting with people and growing, like I said, the YouTube and all of that. I really enjoy the creative side of YouTube. And I'm sure, Paul, you understand that because, you were one of the people that I first knew when I was drop shipping, and you had created a blog and all of that. And then you got into YouTube, and just connecting with people is like very, very rewarding if you connect with the right people and you guys, help each other build your eBay businesses, your Amazon businesses, your YouTube. Like I ask Paul questions all the time. But yeah, I mean, my day is pretty much nonstop, and I make myself too available, I feel like, to where if somebody sends me a message, there's times where I get in like a 20-minute conversation with a person about like something they could do with their dropshipping business. And then I realize I'm like, oh, like that happened to me at the gym today. And even one person messaged me today that bought the course that I know personally from Charlotte. He bought the course and he started messaging me, and I answered like right away. And this was like 7:30 in the morning. And he was just like, do you ever sleep? I feel like whenever I message you, you message me right back. And so, yeah. So just to sum it up, the things that I have to spend, the things that make me the most money right now, I actually have to spend the least amount of time on. So Amazon and eBay dropshipping. And then next, it's the mentorship group or answering people's questions individually, contacting me. And then it's YouTube. But yeah. All right. So yeah, guys, appreciate if you would hit the like button. There are 70 people here watching. And sorry if I ranted too much about what Paul was asking. But yeah, I wanted to do a video actually on like how I spend my day, because I'm pretty much nonstop available all day. And yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I'm not like working all day, but I definitely make myself available. All right, so Rebecca says, hey, Tyler, I just took your VA course. Thanks so much. I finally have the confidence to get my first VA. Thanks, Rebecca. I appreciate that. I really do. I love hearing that because it's the fact that, I made a $20 VA course. I'm hoping that people can still look at it as getting a lot of value out of it. I don't think the content lacks quality. I think maybe some of the videos, because I just didn't have that great of a webcam or whatever, or my editing is off, whatever. But I feel like the content's there. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you have the confidence to get your first VA. That's awesome. I'd like to emulate your manual store with maybe a repricer and sourcing tool. Interesting. Well, let me know how you do that. I know SKUGrid, you can stay out of like using any repricer that connects with the API if you want to test that, and you can just use the file exchange. So yeah, I wanted to see what Ty said. Ty says, I used to dropship all manually, so it can be done without any softwares. Yeah, and I actually know somebody that dropships all manually too. His name's Sully. I believe he's starting a YouTube channel. I'll tell you guys about that when he starts that, in case you guys want to go the manual route. So Shoot for the Stars says, is your doggo liking the new house? Yes, she loves it. But I didn't realize this, but she likes to dig. And now there are 3 huge holes in my backyard garden that literally one of them is like 2 feet deep. And I left her out there this morning for like 15 minutes, and I come out and there's a 2-foot hole dug in the dirt. It's insane. So she likes to dig. That part sucks. But yeah, outside of that, she's loving it. She's loving it. So Steve says, Ty, thank you for your latest video. It motivated him. So you guys can go check out Ty's video. Apparently it's motivating. I'm gonna have to check that out, Ty, if I'm ever feeling like I need some motivation. All right. So 72 people watching, only 21 likes. That's unacceptable. I see we have 46 now, but there's always going to be some people that come in with the dislikes. So maybe we should try to get as many likes as we can while we're on this video, so that we can cancel out, the percentages of the dislikes. But all right. So do you have any experience with, or do you think PayPal will suspend your account for having too many refunds? I refund a lot due to out of stock and drastic price changes. By the way, I've never had any problems with PayPal. I'll say that. So yeah, I've never had any issues with PayPal, and I definitely know people that have, but they're usually non-US people. And guys, if you see a lag at all or anything, I think my battery on my camera might be going low, but if you guys could tell me if the quality of the video has changed or anything like that at all, I'd appreciate it. I need to get a battery that is not that I need to get a dummy battery, I believe, where the camera just is being charged by like an outlet rather than the actual battery. And David, I give a lot of refunds. I mean, because I do a lot of volume. I think it's more about like how much volume you do and how old your account is compared to how many refunds you have. So I'm not worried about it that much. All right. Do you have any experience? What? Rebecca says it was very valuable. Thanks so much. Again, she's talking about my VA course. There is a link in the description. It's $20. It's on Udemy, and it's only an hour and a half long. But again, as Rebecca said, it should give you the confidence to hire a virtual assistant. Possible demo of a 1-item dropship to Amazon so we can see some basic and warm up from there. Steve, that's a good idea. I like that. I might do a live where I get on and we list an item or find an item to dropship on Amazon. And I know how to do that, obviously, but I want Matt here and give his opinion too. Because even on the live, I thought I knew some things and did some things, completely standard, where Matt was saying, like you're allowed to have multiple accounts, for example, if you contact Amazon and they approve you, and then you have a reason like your brand or anything like that. All right. So Lulu Roselles says, just wanted to say thank you, Paul. Catch you next live. All right. So he was giving Paul a shout out, I believe, but he gave me a $10 super chat. So I appreciate that. So yeah, I did say that I'm putting the top 4 super chats every week on here. So right now, I believe Paul, I think maybe Paul. No, yeah. So it's Paul, it's Ty, or no, it's Paul, it's Lulu, and then Ty and Dropshipping is a Way of Life. Appreciate you guys. As long as no one else does another super chat, then all 4 of you guys will see your name up here next week. And we are ending this in like 5 minutes because I'm not sure about the battery. All right. So so Steve says your latest video is very real. I like the way your lifestyle is simple and solid. Yeah. As I mentioned before, guys, I mentioned in that video, I did get caught up a little bit for a while, and I felt like I always needed to be on the go. And I'm not really sure why that was, to be honest. I was like right around the same time that I started traveling like a decent amount. I went to New York and I went to the mountains. I went to Nicaragua. I went to Baltimore for a poker tournament. I went to Vegas. I mean, I just started going like all these different places. I went to Florida, went to the beach like multiple times on a whim with my girlfriend just because I wanted to. And that was kind of how I was spending a lot of my money. Not like the majority of it, but like I'm just saying I was spending too much money, I think, for kind of what I need to be doing in life in terms of like saving. I have a house now, all of that. And you never know when things are going to turn south and you're going to need to, have that rainy day fund. So I'd recommend anybody that right now, and actually, let me just stop real quick because someone said something perfectly in that video. And they commented and said, like, you don't get rich really from increasing your income. Yes, you can increase your income, and that does make you wealthy. But the people that, become rich slowly by saving their money and then, they're able to invest it. I believe he said 40% of your income, which is a good number if you can save that much. I know up until the point I was drop shipping, I was never able to save that much because I had an expensive apartment and I was just spending money on stupid things because I was unhappy outside of work. I wanted to go, out and spend my money at bars and all of that stuff. So I was never able to save until I got into drop shipping, to be honest. But yeah, if you can save your income, that's the best way to make or to have more money. Increasing your income, obviously that's the goal. But saving money is pretty much increasing your income. I mean, especially if you invest it long run. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to get off track there. I really thank you, Steve, for mentioning that video. And appreciate it. Ty says, when are we going to do a video? Yeah, I'll do a video with you, Ty, for sure. I had one person who I actually had on my channel. I did a video with them, another YouTube dropshipper, and they actually told me that, hey, if let's collab together. That's part of YouTube is very big for collabing, and like that's how you can grow your channel and all of that. And it's really fun to like have someone else on your channel and then get on their channel and kind of discuss your strategies, all of that. And I feel like those videos are the ones that people enjoy the most too, especially if they're two different dropshippers that people like to watch interacting in the same video. So yeah, I had someone on my channel, and he had told me multiple times, if I get on your channel, you can get on mine. It never happened. So I'm hesitant about having some people on my channel now, but Ty's a good guy. I'll have him on my channel. I know I can trust him. It'll be entertaining for sure. Ty's probably the youngest person I know drop shipping for sure. Like I don't think you can be much younger, or I don't think you can be younger than 18. I think you have to have a parent or something if you're younger than 18. But anyway, we got David D'Agostino. Yeah, I'm sorry. He says, hi, Mom. So shout out to David's mom if she's watching. Or she can watch this later, and David's mom gets a shout out. So anyway, he has now knocked Paul J. Lipsky off the board for next week, and Paul J. Lipsky is no longer going to be on this row of Post-it notes. He's going to be back here, and I'm really excited about that. I appreciate you knocking Paul off of there. All right, sorry, Paul. All right, so Jeremy Mallow recommended a book by Dave Ramsey, or it's actually a course, the Financial Peace University. Nice. Ty says David is balling. Yes, he is. Compound interest is a wonderful thing. Agreed. Grant Cardone says save 40%, so that's where that guy got it. Yep. There's no way I could invest 40%. That's crazy. And I make $23 an hour at my 9 to 5. Yeah, $23 an hour is actually very, good income, especially if I don't know what for a living, but especially if you're making any money from any other sources, then you're doing great. And I agree, it is hard because that's about what I was making when I first got out of college. I was on salary, but it was pretty much the same amount. It ended up being, but yeah, I couldn't save any money. It's crazy nowadays. You make $50,000-$60,000 a year at your job, and you live in a big city, like Charlotte, or some other examples. I guess you can't live off of that in New York. Maybe you can. I don't know. I just don't feel like you can. But yeah, I mean, some bigger cities or like medium-sized cities, especially ones that are booming. Charlotte, for example, my apartment before I moved to my house, and actually I still am paying apartment rent there because my apartment lease didn't end when I moved, or when I found this house. The timing was just kind of bad. I believe all in all, with cable, internet, everything, water, all that, I was probably paying around $1,450 a month, maybe closer to $1,500 if you include like electricity and all that. So, I mean, if you think about it, once taxes and all of that are taken out of your salary, it's tough to save anything for sure. All right. Yeah, we can always learn from each other because we want the same thing. Yep, underage baller. Yeah. So my camera just quit on me, guys, and the live is still going. I wonder. All right. So I knew the camera would die. If you guys give me 1 second, just nobody leave. Let me at least do my outro. I am going to change the battery in 2 seconds. Somebody keep the chat entertained. Ty, give them drop shipping advice. Guys, we are back. Oh my God, that's a huge zoom. All right. So we're back, guys, but I have to hold the camera because I took it off the tripod to change the nice flooring. All right, guys. So I appreciate now that I have to hold it like this, I'm just gonna go ahead and say thanks to everyone that showed up to this live, and hopefully that wasn't too weird here. Me having to change the battery midway through, and the fact that I have to hold the camera now because I couldn't screw it back on the tripod after I had to remove it. Always technical difficulties, guys. Always technical difficulties. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Check out my virtual assistant course in the link below. I also have a link to a free ebook there on eBay dropshipping, as well as a link to my course and the preferred cashback site that I like to use. So yeah, appreciate you guys, and I will see you on the next live.